Have you ever wondered about the bones of a story? What did the outline look like before the characters hijacked it? Ophelia Key always wondered the same things about her own stories. As a discovery writer, the chaotic pantser style, not even the author knew how the tales in the Draoithe Saga would go until they went. Backward analyzing one story while busy writing the next tale or two somehow never happened. Apparently, OK put things off long enough, and some fancy computer magic will provide us with those long-wished-for story overviews. We can finally X-ray the tales from the dream and see their skeletons. Shall we investigate the next story in the dream?
All right, let's get right into it. You know, every epic saga has an origin point, right? That one single event that kicks everything off. Well, today, we are pulling back the curtain on the tragic secret that underpins the entire Draoithe Saga. It's a massive backstory of love, of gut-wrenching loss, and a 1,000-year-old act of pure vengeance called Unlikely Kings. So, the world of Draoithe, it's built to be this perfect escape, a literal dream to live for. It's a place where all the myths are real, magic is this raw, powerful force, and fated mates find each other to bring balance to the world. I mean, it's supposed to be the ultimate fantasy. And that is the real question at the very heart of this saga. Because before this incredible dream could be saved, it first had to be completely and utterly broken by one of its most powerful kings. And all of it because of a love he couldn't protect. To understand this, we have to go way back. We're talking the year 1016, and our story, it centers on one person, Lucifer Leiriu. Now, he's not just some immortal dude. He is the king of devils, the ruler of a realm called the Dria. Think the blackest black you can imagine. And in 1016, his entire world just ended. See, Lucifer had it all. He had power, immortality, a whole kingdom at his command. But the only thing that actually mattered to him was Exile, a mortal, human woman who had somehow captured the heart of a devil. She was his soulmate, the order to all of his chaos. And for an immortal, finding that's everything.
And this is where the perfect dream becomes an absolute nightmare. A woman named Bushiasta, someone Lucifer thought was a friend, wanted him for herself. So she orchestrated Erlia's murder. Lucifer, this all-powerful king, the one who was supposed to protect her, he never even saw the betrayal coming. Just try to imagine that moment. The king of devils, this immensely powerful being, finding the one and only thing that gave his eternal life any meaning, completely destroyed. And the source material, it is bone-chillingly specific about what happened next. This isn't just personal pain we're talking about. This is a cosmic-level event. That quote, it tells us his roar of grief literally chased all light from the Dria. His heartbreak was so powerful, so absolute, that it physically changed his own realm. Now, for a being like Lucifer, that kind of all-consuming grief, it doesn't just lead to mourning. Oh no, it leads to action. He becomes vengeful, desperate, and he comes up with a plan to either get Erlia back or burn the entire dream to the ground trying. He gives it all up. His crown, his titles, his home, none of it matters a single bit without Erlia. He goes to the only person left who might understand his pain, her identical twin sister, Hippolyta, the queen of the Amazons, and he begs her to help him forge a weapon out of his grief. Hippolyta agrees to help, but the price is staggering. On her terms, Lucifer has to pour every ounce of his power, his magic, and his own blood into a spell. In exchange, he has to accept exile into absolute nothingness for a millennium, letting the spell he creates just tear the world apart to make things right. And this isn't some abstract wave your hands kind of magic. This is a physical, painful sacrifice. He's kneeling next to Erlia's body and using his own lifeblood as the ink to write his vengeance into existence. He's literally pouring all of his pain and chaos magic onto a single piece of parchment. And with that one act, Lucifer vanishes. He's just gone. But the spell he leaves behind, it takes on a life of its own. Over the centuries, this very personal act of vengeance becomes something so much bigger. It becomes a legend.
Think about it. For 1,000 years, Lucifer is gone. He's in the void, in total nothingness. And while he's waiting, his blood-soaked spell becomes known as the Unlikely King's prophecy. People forget its violent, desperate origin and start treating it like some mythical fortune-telling, all while its magic is quietly working in the background, just waiting for the year 2016. And this right here, this is the central secret, the misunderstanding that changes everything. Unlikely Kings was never some passive prophecy to be interpreted. No, it is an active, dark, chaos magic spell. It's a weapon, loaded and aimed back in 1016, with a timer set for 1,000 years. So what does this spell actually do? Well, it's basically a roadmap for a total magical revolution. It dictates that new kingdoms have to be founded, forgotten creatures will come back, and, most importantly, everyone responsible for Erlia's death will finally pay the price. It's an engine of forced change. Which brings us to the modern day, right to the start of the Draoithe Saga. 1,000 years are up, the spell has reshaped the world, and on Thanksgiving Day 2016, its creator is finally coming home. His return isn't glorious at all. He literally just falls out of the void. I mean, he's basically been in a sensory deprivation chamber for 10 centuries. He's weak, he's confused, and he wakes up bleeding in a pool of spilled wine in some random cellar. He is a shadow of the king he once was.
You really have to understand the Lucifer who wrote that spell and the Lucifer who returns are two totally different people. The arrogant, grieving king from 1016, he's gone. In his place is this man who's haunted by an ancient pain, weakened by exile, but now, for the first time in a millennium, he's driven by a tiny glimmer of hope. He's still trying to piece together where or when he is, when a door at the top of the cellar stairs opens, and there she is. A woman named Illyria, who has no clue who he is, but who has the exact same face as the woman he sacrificed 1,000 years for. And for Lucifer, in that moment, this is it. The spell worked. Just the sound of her voice starts to bring order to the chaos that has defined him for centuries. He feels that soul-deep connection all over again. He knows without a single doubt his love has come back to the dream. And that is the question that ignites the entire Draoithe Saga. Has this 1,000-year gamble really brought his love back to him? Or has it just delivered the final piece he needs to complete the terrible vengeance he started so very long ago? The answer? Well, that's the story.
I sincerely hope you enjoyed this view of a story skeleton, glimpsing the characters, setting, and plot structure along with the twists within the writing in this tale from the Draoithe Saga by Ophelia Key. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more original stories and audio adventures. A special thank you to OK Music Writers for writing and for sharing the Enter the Dream soundtrack. It's more than a story, it's an experience. Welcome to the dream.